Jordan Belfort.
Oh, my goodness. This final story has to do with the real Wolf of Wall Street. Love him or hate him, this guy puts himself out there. I'm talking about, obviously, Jordan Belfort. And basically, he had some strong advice for a person your age, 25-year-old. He says, yeah, your little job where you make 60 grand a year and you're working 9 to 5.
Yeah.
You need to quit that. You're never going to get ahead in life. This is his advice.
Yeesh.
He says this. And I've got some things that I agree with this guy on. I have some things that I certainly disagree with this guy on, for sure. So let's just state some quick facts. He went from rags to riches to jail, in that order, for stock market manipulation. He's probably the most glorified scam artist of all time. People love him, but obviously the people that he ripped off don't exactly got love for this guy. Okay,
right.
And if you look at his net worth, he is negative $100 million. Negative $100 million. So he went on a rant recently, basically just smashing and debunking the traditional career path methodology that's basically been planted in our heads since grade school. Okay, school system. He basically says these traditional ways is going to make you die and retire with no money. This is what he says. He says, quit that job, the 60K 9 to 5 job, 25. Quit that job, get a better job. You got to think bigger. You're never going to get rich, and you're never going to get ahead in life if you have financial security working for someone else, is what he says. And you got to get a second income. This is what he says. So quit your job and just do something better. Let me unpack. There's so much to unpack here.
Yeah,
okay?
That's like ridiculous.
I do understand when he wants to think big. This is the guy that basically said, you show me your pay stub right now for $75,000. I quit my job. I work for you.
Yeah.
You seen the movie.
Yeah,
okay, I get it. He thinks big. But he's also a man of excess. He's not just a normal guy. So normal people can't take this guy's advice. He's the type of guy that wants to do something crazy big with his life, even if he ends up in jail. Okay?
Right.
Not exactly the best advice for normal people. But basically, you know who this advice is for? Sales, 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 sales. If you want to make more money, you have to be in sales of some capacity. But that's not for everybody. Sales isn't for everybody. Because sales is a lot of entrepreneurship. You guys know this if you're an entrepreneur. A lot of stress, a lot of crazy nights, a lot of struggling your ass off for the first few years. It's not easy. But some of these sales guys over here are starting to make some major money. So I do appreciate what he's saying. Like, look, you can't just be normal if you want to be big. Okay? So I understand that. But that's not for everybody. Now let me give the silver lining here. Let me tell you where I disagree with the Wolf of Wall Street, and I actually think that he's dead wrong. If you're a traditional person, you got a traditional job, you're making 50, 60, 70 grand a year.
Yeah.
You can still get ahead.
Right.
Clearly.
Yeah.
It's just not going to be get rich quick stuff like the Wolf of Wall Street.
Correct.
Let me tell you something. If you're actually following the stuff that we talked about, like the stuff we talked about in the budgeting, 50, 30, 20 budget, spending a certain amount on housing, spending a certain amount on food, understanding the income ratio, boom, 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 cash flow. If you're doing all that, you're setting a budget, you're saving that money, stacking cash, you're getting out of horrible debt, you're starting to invest. If you work for a decent company and they have a 401k with a match, with benefits and health insurance, and you're doing things the right way, you can end up becoming a millionaire. For sure. If you do things that it's going to take time.
Yeah.
It might take you to your 60 and 70 and you retire and you got a couple $1,000,000 what's sitting in your 401k or your Roth IRA or your 403b, whatever it is. It's going to take time. So a lot of his advice has to do with getting rich quick. Again, he's worth negative 100 million. He's not the type of person that says, yeah, good luck with your 50K job and keep going to work and do the lunch pail. That's not his methodology. He's a man of extreme excess and extreme ridiculous lifestyle. So there's a difference. The get rich quick stuff or the long-term approach. You can get rich. You can retire wealthy. You can become chilling at a $60,000 salary. It can happen. Now, couple that with the fact that you're going to get a raise every few years. Your income can go up. You can have a side hustle and make more money. Again, there's certain things I agree with and certain things that the Wolf of Wall Street just doesn't understand about the working person. He's never been a working person.
Yeah.
He's been a scam artist. He's made millions of dollars on Wall Street. He's the Wolf of Wall Street. He doesn't have sound advice for everyday working people making $50,000, $60,000, $70,000. I'm sorry, he just doesn't. If you're a big thinker, you want to be a salesperson, you want to make like me, someone like me that does sales, that makes high income, cool. I hear you. Maybe someone like me should have quit my $60,000 job when I was a kid, and I did. But different strokes for different folks. So agree, but also disagree with the Wolf of Wall Street.
Yeah, I love the optimistic view and like the be bigger than, but like also don't. I would disagree with this. 25 years old and you're happy with your 60K a year job, and that's kind of like your stepping stone to the maybe 120K.
Yes.
Do it.
You got to start somewhere.
Yeah, you got to start. You don't have to be Jordan Belfort. Like that's the other thing. Like Jordan Belfort. I have a lot of opinions on this, but yeah, I 100% agree with you.
Okay.
It's like, yes.
All we talk is money. All we talk is money.
If you enjoyed that short clip from the Soscast, click here to watch another. Click here to watch the full episode, or just stay broke.